Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Such a Yo, a.k.a. Coach Bird, and I'm the host of the BYRDCAGE show. Cousin Tracy?
So,
we are back at it, episode 86. Episode 86, once again, we like to thank everybody that tunes in, that listens, that gives me feedback. That's buying merchandise. Merchandise is starting to pick up a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We got some BYRDCAGE hoodies
out there.
being slung. You know what I'm saying?
There.
So thank you for those that have purchased. Thank you for those that will purchase in the future. You know what I'm saying? We greatly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So episode 86, cuz for those in the area, for those not in the area,
we're going to talk about the elephant in the room.
Definitely the NJ. I always get it wrong. It's the NJSI. Yeah, there we go. If you're in this area, the playoffs start on Monday and Tuesday. Group 1 and 3 get started on Monday. Group 2 and 4 get started on Tuesday. And we've had some breaking news. Yes.
Some shakeups.
Some breaking news that came through.
Before we get in detail to the breaking news, what seed are you now, sir?
We're 3. We are 3. Okay. It'll stay 3 because they didn't reseed. They didn't, because it was so close to the start. Like for example, I'll give you a great example. On Thursday, after I got out of practice, I drove up to Oakcrest, which is an hour away, to see Barnegat, the school that we opened up with on Monday. So
Oakcrest is down, by the way. It's
you know what I'm saying. I just know it was an hour away. That's all I know. Up, down, to the left or to the right.
Landing.
I drove an hour to that school after practice. You know what I'm saying? And if they would reseed, you know what I'm saying, and we'll get into why we're talking about this, but if they would have reseeded, that means I have to play a whole different opponent, which doesn't give me a lot of time to
prepare,
do my due diligence.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So that's why they decided not to
just leave the same
for the right. Okay. Right, there we go.
All right, so we're going to start this episode off about talking about the elephant in the room.
Definitely.
So for those that are in the South Jersey area, if you're not aware, there was a melee the other day against melee hit all platforms. It was even in the New York Post, I heard.
Yeah,
so it was ESPN, it was 3610, 29, CW, the radio. So what transpired is Camden High School Panthers, who are ranked in the nation, they're a nationally ranked team, played Eastside High, who's state-ranked basketball team, at a Camden County tournament, which took place at Cherry Hill East High School. And during the course of
the finals.
It was the finals.
And the first ever Camden County tournament.
And it needs to be the last.
Well,
anyway.
I'll let you finish.
Anyway, they fought. It was a major fight. Benches emptied out. Teams pushing, shoving, adults leaving stands, getting involved in the pushing and shoving. Order wasn't readily restored quickly. And it was a mess. And we're going to talk about it.
Facts.
Again, this is our humble opinion.
Oh, most definitely.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Me personally, Tracey Hall, have not attended any Camden High basketball games this season. And I think I only attended 2 last season because the stuff been a mess. Tracey Hall, did not attend any Eastside High games this year, except for one, which was the opening game, because my schedule was a little busy. So I was not there. So what I'm saying is opinion, what I saw from the outside looking in, some factual stuff that I know from the inside, and just the fact that all around being involved in these programs for years what this looks like for us. So I just want to clear the air on that as it pertains to me. So again, this is my opinion. This is from the outside looking in, and also from some factual stuff I know from with inside. But I was not at the game. I did not attend any games this season, except for the one Eastside game.
Gotcha. You know, it's just a bad look for the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they already like, especially people from the outside, they already want to see us not succeed and not have success and things of that nature. So, you know, this just plays into their philosophies
What Camden
and
is.
observations.
It plays into what Camden is. But the problem I got with the what Camden is, we still got to take away from the fact that these are kids.
Right.
These are really kids.
Right.
And again, our city put hopes and dreams on these kids. They put grown adult aspirations on these kids. They want these kids to represent a city that's been in a dark place for a long time,
Right.
instead of us as a collective community representing the city
Right.
or
Right.
bringing it out of the dark space.
Right.
You know, so we need to, they're kids.
They are.
And it was kids' situation, teenage situations that should have been resolved. And before I get into anything, the adults failed these kids once again. And I'm going to say it again, the adults failed these kids once again. The reason why I say that is this shit had been brewing for weeks before this tournament was even played. What should have happened was not individual players. Both teams should have been put in a room with some responsible mediating adults from this community and mediated the situation to let these kids know what was on the line for them. Because again, the Camden mentality is, oh, we're going to do what we want to do and we're going to get away with it. The state tired of it. The state pulled other teams for the same, for less.
Yeah, Woodbury girls who are amazing squad this year.
And Woodbury's girls, but the Woodbury's girls wasn't even fighting. It was adults that came out the stands.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I was just saying, as far as the state doing the art school, they had a melee with Roselle Catholic early in the year, and they couldn't participate because they came off the bench, things like that.
But we, for whatever reason, because our program has been a stellar program for decades, we feel like we can just do whatever we want.
I see what you're saying there. I see what you're saying there.
And it's going to be brushed under the rug because a lot of things have been.
Right. Facts. No, you speaking facts.
A lot of things have been brushed under the rugs. And not just this year, not just the last 4 years, for decades.
No,
a lot of things our players have done has been swept underneath the rug so we can look like a stellar basketball and elite basketball program.
I will have to agree there.
Until the implosion. And that's what happened the other day. It imploded. Yeah,
that was when people started sending me the footage and things like that, because like I said earlier, I was at Oakcrest High School, so I wasn't in attendance either. But when I saw it, I was just like my first reaction when I'm looking at this video, I was just like, wow, you know what I'm saying?
So somebody,
like, wow,
I got sent multiple versions of the video. Again, I wasn't at the game. People felt compelled to send me the videos. I don't know if it's because we got the BYRDCAGE or because they know I'm involved with athletics at some point or was involved with athletics at some point. I got sent different versions of the video. At tip-off, an elbow was thrown.
Yeah, I heard.
Refs never calmed it. Never.
Right.
Never.
That's kind of what. Cause not to cut you off, but that's kind of what I was hearing. From people that were there that I actually, reached out and talked to, that like it was things going on before that happened that should have been kind of the ref should have took control, or the coach, somebody should have been like, all right, listen, this ain't.
Then first quarter, loose ball. Boy jumps on the pile. They pulling people off. They push it. The ref stops it. No time out was ever called to reset these kids.
Right. That's what I heard.
Let them play.
Right. That's what I heard.
Let them play. So again, adults failed them.
Yeah.
Because I talked to an administrator of another school. The administrator said, as the principal could have came down the stands and told the AD and the coach, call timeout.
Right.
Let's take them in the locker room.
Yeah, we got to do something. Yeah, nah.
Because again, they all knew what was going on. This stuff had been going on within the Camden campus for a few weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So now, the Camden kids, scholarships is locked.
right.
They going away. For those Wilson kids that were scrounging, trying to get hopes of getting picked up at somebody's program, because playoffs a lot of times will highlight some people's talents. Like this would be, playoffs is a time where some colleges last minute scout and be like, oh, I didn't see that kid all season, but he showed up.
No,
like, let's check him out. Now Wilson don't get that chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now the kids lose all the way around.
Right. No, I agree. And it always falls back on the kids. That's the, you know what I'm saying? Like the kids always suffer. Yeah, the kids always suffer.
But the problem is, and I've talked about this as it pertains to the middle school programming. We're supposed to use athletics to teach self-control, discipline, structure. A lot of basketball and sports is supposed to be used as a tool to teach mannerisms, right? To teach mannerisms.
Right.
And this is how we're supposed to use it.
Right.
Self-discipline is a big key to being an athlete.
Facts.
Self-control is a big key.
Facts.
What happened?
Yeah. It went out and let me say this, guys, and it's funny because I'm sitting at work Friday, or was it, I don't know, I think it was Thursday, Friday anyway. Kevin Minnick calls me. You know, used to be with the Courier Post, now he works for NJ.com, and he was like, Coach, we're doing a story, you know, just not specifically on that, but more so just because he was saying like the state of high school basketball in this area right now, because of it's been so many teams getting disqualified for different reasons, you know what I'm saying? And he just wanted a couple comments. And you know, I think I do believe the article is out. I haven't read it yet, but and one of the questions he asked me was like, do I talk to my kids about situations like this? And I said, yes, we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I let them know, like, we can't afford, we work too hard to be in position to be able to participate in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? And let's not let, you know, just a moment of emotion keep us from being able to participate. So I was like, if you're on the bench and something goes on the floor, listen, if you come off the bench, we might not be allowed to participate. And I also, two of my coaches, I let them know, like, if something happens, I'm going out there as the head coach, but y'all make sure these kids, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all make sure these kids stay on the bench. And it happened, like I told him, Burlington Township this year, the first time we played them this year, it was nothing crazy like what happened at the Cannon High Wilson game, but it was a little scuffle. But the plan worked. I ran out there, you know, try to make sure, pulling my kids back. And my coaches that I told that y'all got the bench, they made them stay on the bench. Because, you know, of course, you're going to react. So they jumped up. But my coach was right there, like stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about that.
Yeah, and I talked to another basketball guy who was a basketball guy, and he does like some training. His thing was, yeah, you know, coaches are supposed to install self-discipline and all of that, but it starts at home too.
Oh.
So now let's go back to the home. In these homes, you got these parents wanting their kids to be the meal ticket, the paycheck. So you kind of letting your kid do whatever he wants to do because he's a star athlete at his high school.
Right.
So are we really installing discipline at home, and then you want the coaches to do? It's a lot that you can unpack with all of this. But the fact of the matter remains is a bunch of kids have now lost the privilege, the opportunity. Because let's be real, playing sports is not your right. It's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
and it can be taken away. And then you got people talking about Camden City School District is raggedy, politics is usual, politics as usual. What they pull the plug for? Man, they got ahead of that shit.
Yeah,
They
right,
had to.
right.
Because
right.
NJSIAA,
They was gonna do it.
no, they would have hammered
Yeah,
them.
right. It would have been more. Right.
They would have hammered. So they probably would have affected next year and the year after.
Right.
Because the last time they made a decision, they hammered us for 2 years.
Facts. You right? No, you
for
absolutely
2 playoff seasons.
You absolutely right.
Let's not forget that.
You absolutely right. That
and,
was
and that fight had nothing to do with the kids. It was Long Branch's adults through a bottle when the kids was coming out the locker room.
That was Greg Barr's year. Like he couldn't play. That's when Sean E won, I think, right? Some 2 years.
So my thing is, at the end of the day, they had to get in front of that. True. And first time about the wrong stuff, they made a right decision.
Right.
Because athletics, you know, when I say about the wrong stuff, I mean, our district will make decisions on athletics before they make decisions on education. Right. You know what I mean? But my thing is, in this instance, they did the right thing.
Yeah.
They had to, because NJSIAA was going to, and they still might hammer us.
And they're right. We still don't know.
Because they still got to make their decision.
You still don't know. And I mean, especially Camden High, they was already on the radar for the recruiting stuff and all that. So you know they was,
and they kept sweeping that under the rug.
Yeah,
so they can change the verbiage of the law to make it fit the situation. You know, again, that pin. They kept postponing it so they can change the verbiage of the law to make it fit this elite program.
Facts.
So we was already on the radar, and now this happens. So yeah, the district did the right thing. So for all of y'all out there that's saying the district, politics, the district was right.
Yeah,
the district, the advisory board, Katrina McCall, they were correcting this move right here, now.
They had to try to, like you said, they had to. I mean, they had to do it. Like you said, they had to do it. So this,
but again,
you know what I mean?
know for a fact, and I'm not divulging my source because I don't have to, because this is technically a media platform.
Mm-hmm.
A message was given the day of the game to all the powers that be. There's going to be a fight today.
Mm. And they still didn't.
They still didn't did try to nothing.
Dead it. You know what I'm saying?
Then I was told they talked to 2 players. Well, the 2 players y'all talked to wasn't even the ones. First of all, it wasn't the one that threw the elbow, and it wasn't even the one that had the original problem.
Right.
The one boy, yes. But the other boy, y'all didn't even talk to him.
Mm.
And y'all shouldn't have talked to kids individually. Y'all should have talked to them as a team, collectively.
Just letting everybody know, like, listen, we're not tolerating any nonsense. First, and second, if something does happen, y'all are putting y'all playoff.
No, what they should have done.
At
this
jeopardy.
Is one community, right? One community.
Right, definitely.
Camden City.
Supposed to be.
Y'all should have put both them teams in a gym together.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying. And had that conversation.
ADs, with the coaches.
And had that conversation.
And some adults that are responsible, men, and had the necessary conversation before that tournament even happened.
I agree.
Because the situation had been going on well before that tournament even started.
I agree, cuz. I definitely agree.
Now and again, if y'all don't know much about me, one thing I'm going to tell y'all is this. It ain't many things I'm good at, but I'm good at being a mother, and I was damn good at being a cop.
Right.
And part of my policing was learning how to mediate.
Right.
Mediating situations. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all can judge all y'all want on anything I'm saying, but that stuff should have been mediated and handled differently. And it would have never imploded.
I agree, because that's what it was, an implosion, like you said earlier.
It was built up, anger, built up, bias, built up. Because here's the thing. Wilson always feels like they're the second-class citizens in Camden when it comes to basketball.
Right? Yeah,
so we already angry, and we got something to prove.
Right.
And then you got people saying, well, you know, basketball ain't really Wilson's thing. But them boys been playing ball. They've been balling.
Right.
So now you got that type of anger.
Right. No,
and I got something to prove.
Yeah.
Then you got the prima donnas, because everybody in this South Jersey area calls these kids at Camden High the elite prima donnas. So now you got the Wilson kids that's already angry because now we're second-class citizens, right? And now we're playing just as hard as anybody else. And now y'all got teenage stuff happening in the mix of that.
Facts.
Name calling, punking, social media, girls. You got a bunch of teenage stuff happening in the mix of this already.
Right.
Already animosity that adults cause.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Adults cause this city animosity for years.
True.
And now you add the teenage stuff along with the
with all of
social
that.
media implosion.
Yep.
Big
and that's
old
what happened.
bomb.
And that's what
A
happened.
bomb dropped.
And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Just it's a
Now,
shame.
from the videos and the pictures I seen, we got another facet that I'm going to throw into this.
Mm-hmm.
The football coach need to pull his guys on Tuesday and have a conversation with them because they was in some photos too. And all of y'all about to go to college.
Yeah. There. That's the bigger picture here too. Like I mean, so many of those kids have so much
Stuff
to lose behind something like this because now.
Because perception is everything.
Thank you.
So even if you wasn't doing nothing but breaking some stuff up, the way the media showed it,
right?
The way the vision of it was, you were involved in the melee.
You were involved in the melee. Right.
But I'm gonna tell y'all this, and those that was around basketball in 1997, that's the year, the last time in the old gym when Camden played Atlantic City and it got crazy. Ask them who emptied out that gym. Me and my can of mace. Because all of that melee, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that.
Now let me let's go there real quick with it. Because I hadn't heard anything like were there extra cops there for that game? Like how did they try to get things under control? Like I don't know.
I have no idea. Okay. I'm not a police officer. I don't work with Camden County Metro. I do know there are what people fail to realize back when in the 80s when they did that closed gym with Atlantic City and Camden, NJSIA had put this ruling down that Camden had to travel with police. But there was a certain amount of number. Okay. And as the years went on and as the issues were lessened, they chose to lessen the numbers because of money. Right. They didn't want to have to pay. They didn't want to pay people.
Got you.
Because it became like instead of the police department sending people, the district would have to pay, and they couldn't afford. So they started lessening the amount of people. Gotcha. But there was a ruling years ago that we had to travel with police. Okay. So they still travel with police, even when they went to out of town like Chicago, wherever they went. Right. They had a couple of police officers that went with them. My thing is this: I don't know. Right. How many goals? I don't know. But I know Cherry Hill should have had some police there too.
That's what I was asking more about Cherry Hill.
So I know Cherry Hill probably had some police too. I don't know how many police was there. But also too, I do know, and I'm not knocking nobody's hustle, and I'm not being judgmental, but I've seen some things that they don't know how to handle it anyway.
Okay, I got you.
They don't know how to handle it anyway.
I got you.
Because you got some cops that's going there that are fans.
I got you.
So they there watching the game.
Watching the game, right. They not
on.
Right.
They not doing what they supposed to do because I've seen them.
Right.
I've seen them watching the games.
Right, I got you.
I seen them not paying attention to the crowd. When I seen outside individuals like some men that was watching crowds, they look like they about to fight over there. Or they look like, so I've seen some of this stuff in action. So I can't call it. I'm not Monday morning quarterbacking it, but I do know I've been at some stuff where I know they don't really know how to handle it.
I got you. And you was how many years was you rolling around with the Canton High squad?
I worked 21 years and I rolled around with them for 19.
Oh, okay. It was okay.
Because Uncle Lenny and Uncle Plato and them had it for the first 2 years I was there. And then Uncle Lenny passed the side job off to me. And me and Fred Jefferson ran it for the next 19 years until I was no longer a police officer. I was with the football program and with the basketball program, literally traveling and moving around with them.
Now, I know we've never, I don't remember any like fights between Canton High and Wilson. Like,
they had one at the Turkey game a couple years back.
Not the teams.
The teams. And everybody got mad because that lady April Sal posted the pictures. Remember the year at the Turkey game, and then they fought, and then Preston put the Wilson flag in the center of the.
Forgot about
that was just a couple years ago.
You're right. I forgot completely.
That was a big melee.
You're right. I simply completely forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah, so it's been brewing.
Right.
It's been brewing for some time.
I forgot about that.
Because of us, though. It's because of the residents. It's because of the community. We make these teams feel like they not brothers.
Right.
They not neighbors. These kids are neighbors.
Yeah.
They just
one
choose,
city.
one person just choose to go to this school.
Right.
Their well, for the most of them,
well, yeah,
their neighbors.
we'll say that for another episode.
For most of them, their families are friends.
Yeah, facts. Nah,
for most of these kids, y'all live on the same blocks.
Facts. That shit.
And that's, and that's how it's been for years.
Some of them go to school together.
Right. And some of them, and more importantly, some of them are bona fide bloodly related.
Yeah, that too. That too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was just just a bad look for the city. Just once again, the kids suffer.
And I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for the ADs.
Yeah.
Because regardless of what y'all say, it's going to make it seem like they didn't do their due diligence.
Right.
I feel bad for the coaches because that young man, this is his first year.
First year, yeah.
And it's going to look like he ain't had no control.
Right.
But to be honest with you, does he teach at the school? Does he know what's going on every day at the school?
I don't think so. You know what I'm saying?
So it's a lot of factors that need to be revisited.
Yeah,
true. And that's the reason why a lot of schools require that their coaches be in the building.
Yeah, true. Nah.
So you know what's going on.
Nah, that's yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of levels to people being judged behind this. A whole lot of levels. And it's just sad because ultimately our kids should be the focal point behind this. Now, I'm going to go back to what I do best. There are some mental health issues that need to be addressed because there's some anger, there's some built up aggression, there's some mental health challenges that's being within them kids' heads that cause them to be just that angry and aggressive.
Right.
Aggression comes from baseline root cause is some type of trauma.
Right.
When you're just that aggressive, there's something else going on. And I've said this to anybody whose kid is playing athletics to a high level, that's D1 prospects, D2 prospects. Get your kids some therapy outside of basketball, outside of football.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with the lack of parenting. It has something to do with your kid needs some support.
Right.
Because they need to talk about what they got going on.
Right.
Because the weight of the world, the weight of their parents' expectations, the weight of the school expectations, the weight of the community's expectations are on these kids' shoulders.
And their kids.
Dealing with all of this. So now, guess what? Guess who's blaming what went on? They're blaming the adults, but the kids, he should have known better.
Yeah.
Why he throw that punch?
Why
he elbow that kid? That kid gonna need some support.
Right.
And it ain't no support that mom and dad can give him.
Right.
He need to talk to a professional.
I got you.
They all do. Because now their season has ended.
Yeah.
And they feel like, man, we should have handled it differently. After the fact.
Right.
So again, for everybody that can hear me, and that's listening and that think I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. If your son is involved in any athletics, baseball, basketball, football, soccer, lacrosse, your females, your males, any kid that's playing sports at a very high competitive level, that has the opportunity to go to D1 or D2 schools, even D3. If they're very, very competitive kids, get your kids some outside supports. Get them some type of therapist. They have sports psychologists out here. They have regular teenage therapists. Get your kids somebody else to talk to outside of their coach, outside of the AD, outside of the school counselor, and outside of your home. They need it.
Hey. You heard it here on the BYRDCAGE, you know what I'm saying? And you know she knows what she's talking about. So I please, I hope you're listening and paying attention because once again, mental health is extremely important. And like Cousin Tracy just said, these kids.
It's the disappointment right now.
Yeah,
and they might even sink into some depression because now basketball is over for them.
Yeah.
And some of them, this is
like
what they
suddenly.
had.
Yeah, no.
And this is all, some of them, this is what they, now you got a couple kids that play football, a couple kids that run track, but for the most part, this is all they had. Now the rug done been pulled from underneath of them. Now what you do?
Right. Nah, you absolutely right. You absolutely right, cuz. You are absolutely right. They gotta sit there and watch the playoffs go on.
And waddle in it.
And both of them were the favorites. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Wilson, Eastside, they were a 2 seed. in our South Jersey Group 3. You know what I'm saying? So they was right
now
there.
They got to waddle in disappointment,
Yeah.
which leads to depression,
right,
which leads to anxiety.
Right. So
but you know, who am I?
But nah.
Who
you
am
are
I?
you are the queen of knowing what these kids are about to go through. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope that whoever's listening to this, that you please make sure those kids are all right. You know what I'm saying? Just don't just because their season is done because of what happened or whatever. Like, don't now. I'm not going to deal with them no more. You know what I'm saying?
But more importantly,
make sure they're good.
More importantly, adults that are involved with them, discuss it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You have to talk about it.
You can't act like it
didn't
happen.
You have to talk about it. You cannot just act like this did not occur. They need to be sat down in a classroom together collectively and openly and honestly discuss what happened. Y'all let it marinate for a couple days now. It's been a couple days.
Right.
Pull them together. Go somewhere, even if it's somebody's house.
Right.
Had a conversation with everybody. The whole team. Have that conversation, have that dialogue, unpack it.
I agree. I definitely agree. Well, we just wanted to give our opinions a little bit about what was going on. You know what I'm saying? As we always say, hey, it's just our humble opinions. You can agree, you can disagree. I mean, hey, we can have a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
You can see me.
Right. Right. We don't hide.
I don't hide. You can see me.
We around. You know what I'm saying? So,
and let's be honest. I don't got no Twitter fingers. I ain't on social media.
Right.
I have conversations.
Right.
So
conversations.
You can converse with me anytime.
Right. We have
Feel
conversations.
Free.
Definitely. So, yeah. Well, on another note, the playoffs are starting Monday, tomorrow.
Yes.
President's
I'm gonna.
Day,
Yeah. What time's the game?
And, we play at 6. We play at 6 tomorrow.
And y'all play where?
At home.
I'll be there. It's gonna be crowded.
We're the number 3 seed.
What's going on?
Nah,
because you know what y'all West Hampton Tech. Well, let me tell you, they be acting a little funny up in there. So I'm just hoping I can get in.
Nah,
I'm had the kids with me, the babies with me.
You definitely get in, cuz you know what I'm saying. Let me make sure of that.
Let me just make sure I wear my BYRDCAGE hoodie so they know who I am. Listen, I gotta make sure I have my shit on, and I'm gonna take a little footage from the game so we can
definitely. So yeah, we number 3 seed. Start Monday. You know what I'm saying? So, I just told the kids, like, listen,
let's get at it.
One game at a time. Go. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't even looking towards Wednesday and Friday and all that. We
gotta deal with Monday.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with Monday. Let's go Monday.
One game at a time. One game at a time.
Shouts out to my man Antoine, first year program. He's in the playoffs.
Second year program.
Well, first year having a varsity program.
He's in the playoffs.
They start.
Good luck, Antoine. Good luck.
They start tomorrow too. You know what I'm saying? So good luck to my boy Antoine. My man Briggs, you know what I'm saying? His girls won the most games in MedTech history this year. They won like 21 games or something. Yeah.
I got a high school kid coming up.
You know what I'm saying?
You
know what I mean? So shouts out to my man Briggs and good luck. And hey, listen, man, good luck to all the coaches.
Good luck to everybody.
Except for the coaches that's going to play against me. I ain't wishing them good luck. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
Not nice.
It's nice.
Oh my Jesus.
Because y'all guys that are playing me, no good luck to you.
I'm going to say this, and this is not to be facetious, but one of the top teams is no longer out. The playing field is open.
It's open. Like I said, it's open.
Let's see what y'all working with.
Yeah, it's definitely open. I can't even, I can't deny that fact. That's a huge fact. You know
it's
what I'm
open.
Saying? So Group 3, South Jersey Group 3, definitely open, and we West Tech, we gonna try to make this thing happen. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to make this thing happen, keep this roll going. I mean, we won 19 regular season games this year.
Okay.
And I think that's the most I've won since I've been there. So that might be the most in their history as well. First time we won the division, you know what I'm saying? First time we won the division, 12-0 in division, Liberty division, you know what I'm saying? I had my man Taj made first team all conference or all division, I should say, and then my man Kyrie and my man Jason, they made second team all Liberty division. So
I'll see all this on Monday.
It's been a good year
footage.
so far. Yeah.
Let me see what's going on out here.
You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to everybody once again, man. Just everybody that listens and watches and views and the whole nine, man. I just can't thank y'all enough. You know what I'm saying? Um, because because to be honest with you, when we started this, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, like with anything that you start, like you wonder, like, how's it gonna go? You know what I'm saying? How's it gonna go?
Well, this is clearly
And
going.
right. That's what I was going to say. And it's for people that view and watch and all that good stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? We humble here on the Birdcage. So I just want to definitely thank y'all because, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'll say it and say it till I can't say it no more. There is no Birdcage without cousin Tracy. You know what I'm saying? So thank you.
Appreciate
I
you.
love you.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you, everything that you do. One of the hardest working women I know. You know what I'm saying? So just shouts out to you. Keep doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because you mean so much to so many people, and I know at times it's thankless and you don't get the credit that you deserve. But I'm here to let you know you are doing a great job. You mean so much to so many people, including this cousin sitting to your left. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
So, cousin, please, if you ever get weary and tired, just keep doing what you're doing and know I got your back. And a lot of other people out here got your back as well. We love you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, so of course, thank you, Seth, for allowing me this spot on this platform. I gotta thank my children and my significant other because sometimes my schedule gets a little crazy
Mhm.
and I lose track of what I'm supposed to do sometimes because I stuff be running into each other. Meetings on top of meetings. I'll be forgetting to return emails. And so I have a business outside all these other
We gotta get you a
businesses.
personal assistant or
That's what
something. Like,
everybody
that's
keeps
yeah,
saying,
you
and
need a
and
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
you
We
know,
gotta
I'm
work.
I'm not
We gotta work
yeah.
on that.
Yeah, they keep telling me go get an intern from the
Yeah,
college
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
somebody that wants
yeah,
to deal with nonprofits to
yeah,
help me.
yeah. We need
Yeah,
that.
I'm trying to get it together. I'm trying to keep it together. So it's spring coming.
Hmm.
And we have Daylight has some things coming up per usual. Bowling parties. We were trying to do a teen night. I think I'm going to pull the plug on that until we can figure out what's going on with our kids in our community
Got you.
because I don't know if that's the look right
I
now
got you.
that we need. So we got some things coming up. Just look out for all the Daylight events, and I appreciate anybody that supports us and have been supporting us. Just know mental health is real,
Hmm.
and us trying to give you guys the tools and the knowledge to navigate through life's challenges is our goal, and that's what we're here for. Again, I'm always available for a conversation. I'm not big on a whole lot of inboxing and
Hmm.
DMs. I can't keep track of that, but I'm available if you just want to pull up. People know where I'm at. Y'all know where I live. Y'all know what I'm doing. I've been transparent my entire
Facts.
life. So if you
Facts.
need me, come holler at me. I'm available. If your kid need me, holler at me. I'm
Facts.
available. If it's not me, I do have people on my staff
Hmm.
that are qualified therapists that will be able to help guide your children and your family to the right services that you need. Again, we're a resource to get you guys the services that you need. So if you need information on how to get and what to get and who to get, reach out to me and give me a week and I usually can have a group therapy or group sessions or
Hmm.
something for your kids. And I just ask that you give me a week because I do have a lot of things going on and I have to make no excuses. But with all that being said, congratulations to all that made the playoffs. Good luck to all that are
Hmm.
playing this week. Hopefully I finally will be able to catch some games. And best wishes. Best
Facts.
wishes to everybody. And I
Facts.
want the
Facts.
kids from
Facts.
Camden and Wilson, keep your heads
Keep
up.
your heads up.
This
You know
ain't
what
the
I'm
end.
saying?
This
Keep
ain't
your
the
heads up.
end.
Keep your heads
This
up.
ain't the end. And anything that transpires should be looked at as a lesson.
Facts.
Right? Anything you go through in life should be looked at as a lesson. It's
Learn
never a
something from
loss,
this.
it's a
Right.
lesson.
Right. Learn
You
something
know.
from it.
So we're gonna lead that with that. Just we all need and adults too. We need to
Yeah.
learn something from
Yeah. Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
This
Learn
is
something
definitely a
from it.
lesson on how we need to handle things.
Learn something from it. I think I sent you the picture. You know what I'm saying?
Chapter meeting.
My daughter Amani. Shouts out to her. Shouts out to my daughter Amira as well. But Amani and little cuz Moot. You know what I'm saying? had their
Chapter
their
meeting.
chapter meeting, their AKA whatever you
So
want
yeah, I
to
was
call
telling
it.
the kids,
You know what I'm saying?
and this is off the beaten path, but I was telling the kids when I got the picture, I said, Setch is always so proud of y'all. And it's just so, Setch is really, really a proud guy. Like he's proud when the women in his life,
Definitely.
because it's a lot of women.
Definitely.
A lot of women. It's a lot of girls. What I mean by women, it's a lot of females in our family.
Right, definitely.
And he's very proud of them. And the AKA
definitely.
chapter meeting, and my favorite K, Davina, is trying to become active again. She's financial, but she's never active. So I just saw her and Amani in a picture, and it just did my heart well.
Yeah, mine too.
I just want my daughter to just live up to what she signed up for.
Facts.
And I tell my kids all the time, when you sign up for things, just give it 100%. If you sign up for it and you don't think that you could give 100%, you shouldn't have signed up for it.
Right.
Yeah, so I was just happy to see her at the meeting.
Definitely.
And wearing her pearls and looking all nice.
Yeah. When I got the picture, I was like, oh. My emotional ass.
Yes, Lord Jesus.
I didn't shed a tear, but I got emotional.
Yeah, you did.
I got emotional. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Well, cuz that's episode 86 in the book. You know what I'm saying? The lovely cousin Tracy. Y'all see her and all her loveliness. Is that a word? Loveliness? Loveliness. And once again, I am Setch Awayo, a.k.a. Coach Bird. I'm the host of the BYRDCAGE Show, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. It was a stone groove, my man.